What if you can revive your entire board back from the Underworld? This Elestrals deck is built upon Resurrection with your Elestrals, but also Spirit Recovery since you've already spent them on resources. This also helps turn the Underworld into a toolbox. It's just like using Monster Reborn in Yu-Gi-Oh, but also other revival-based decks such as like Zombies and many others. And also just like Granblue in Cardfight Vanguard too. Let me show you the deck list real quickly, highlight some key cards, and show some highlights of the deck too. This deck's going to use a card such as Rise from the Depths at 3 copies. This is what enables us to resurrect our Elestrals that are in the Underworld. It's very low cost, but also allows us to extend our plays, have some recovery plays to potentially extend from there as well. We also need Atlantis in order to use the card as well. And so we play 2 copies of Atlantis as well. And so you may be thinking that it might be a challenge to have both cards and be able to maximize on that. But we do have Elestrals that are able to search one or the other when needed too. So in this instance, we're using Globby, Champion of Poseidon too. So whenever you cast this, you can search one or the other. I will also show some highlight plays that you can actually overextend thanks to having Globby in the picture as well. So you can get 2nd copies of Rise from the Death and potentially a 3rd copy as well. We also play other cards that help get to that, whether Atlantis, such as with Jotun, Foamy as a recruiter card to get into our other Elestrals, and Sluggo, Champion of Poseidon, is also really good to be able to special ascend into Globby from deck or from hand as well. And so real quickly on the left, you can have this list. I'll also copy paste the list too for yourself. And also quickly, here's the Spirit deck. I'll put this in the description and also pinned comment. But let's see some highlights with this deck. So in this instance, we already have an Elestral from our prior turn. We're able to go ascend into Globby rear. And in this case, we already have a Rise from the Depths in our hand. So we're going to search for Atlantis added to our hand. We'll play it as well. And then we're going to use Rise from the Depths as our next play. Here's what's cool about this current scenario. We have access to Galaxy. And with our opponent's board, we notice that their defense stat is actually much weaker. And we were able to turn our defense stat into our attack stat and be able to basically destroy the Elestrals. So let's go into the battle phase. And then we're going to have Galaxy attack and then Globby next. Get rid of Astro Rabbit. And that's just one example. This is kind of like the typical example, essentially. So this next scenario, I had a Dratuga here, and I used the Shield of Achilles to help it survive, essentially. And now going into our turn, we're able to ascend into Globby from our hand. And we already have Atlantis in this case. And we have an existing Rise from the Depths in our hand too. So this is a little bit of an extension play. So assuming that the Globby goes through without, Gorgon's Gaze to negate our effect, we could actually push even more. And so we actually got through. So we got that 2nd copy. And now we're going to use the first one. And looking at our Underworld, we have a couple of examples. We're going to revive the Dratuga back. And what's helped is the Spirit Recovery aspect too. So just like I mentioned earlier in the video, enchanted with the Water Spirit, you can actually return up to 2 from the Underworld back to your Spirit deck. So in essence, you just paid for itself, which is actually really nice. And again, we have like 7 spirits at the moment too. So we don't want to go too low. And in this case, we just want to get an extra body on board. And as we use the Shield of Achilles to get rid of their Elestral, during their turn, essentially, they have nothing to defend. Also, since they are water enchanted Elestrals, Tsunami does not touch them at all. So you don't have to worry about that. And in this case, we'll have Dratuga attack first. That'll be 1 spirit. And then Foamy attacks next. Also 1 spirit. And then Globby is going to swing in. But they had their own Shield of Achilles. Now, that's just fine. We still got spirits out of their deck, but we still have 2 Elestrals on our board too. And one of them is a Foamy too. So that's actually really good. In this example, it's more of a super extend type of scenario. So we open up with Sluggo, Champion of Poseidon, and also Poseidon, the Divine Rune. And so we're going to cast it, but also do Nexus. This is also going to trigger Sluggo's effect and then be able to get Globby from the deck and special ascend into it. So once we special ascend into it, it'll trigger. In this case, we already have a Rise from the Depths in our hand. So we're going to search. So we're going to search for Atlantis in this case. And there's not really a necessity to play it now, and we rather save it for the next turn. If we play it now, there's a chance that they have their own Stadium Rune and they can just play it over. So that will put a hindrance in our plays for the next following turn, especially making Rise from the Depths useless. So here, they didn't have a back row. So we are free to extend as much as we can. So right now I'm playing Atlantis. And now we're going to play our Rise from the Depths here. And this is where the fun begins. We're going to get Sluggo again, the Champion of Poseidon version. Again, it's the same one that we used on the prior turn. And then we're going to use Poseidon to Nexus onto it as well. That's going to trigger. We're going to get the Globby from deck to special ascend from it. There we go. And in this case, we're going to attack. So we're going to go into attack position. And again, this Globby will trigger as well. So again, we already have Atlantis. We're going to search for the Rise from the Depths in this case. Play it again. This time, again, we'll get Sluggo, Champion of Poseidon again. Same scenario. This time, we don't have the ability to use Poseidon again. So we're gonna normal ascend with the Globby in our hand. So it's really just a body for us to ascend over, essentially. But again, this Globby will trigger and get our last copy from Rise from the Depths. And we'll play the last one. We have just enough. And again, you need to enchant an Elestral so you can misenchant it still. But really, I'm doing this just to have another body on board. So we have a full board of Elestrals, essentially. As you can see, we're just attacking as well. And these have 2 to 3 spirits. These all have 3 spirits because we use Sluggo, the Champion of Poseidon, to special ascend into them. And then the other Globby has 2 spirits, and then the Sluggo has the 1 spirit. So we're dealing a good amount of spirit damage just from these. And so by the end of it, we left them with 6 spirits too. That's really some of the highlights I wanted to show with this deck. It's been really fun. If you enjoy revival, resurrection type of decks, especially coming from other TCGs, this is a deck that I recommend for you checking this out as well. Again, this is the beta. The access for everybody is at the end of July. So definitely stay tuned for more Elestrals content. And also in the comments down below, let me know if there's other cards that you might want to consider or even have general questions about the deck itself. Love to help out where I can too. Meanwhile, you can check out this next video. Till next time, amigos. Bye.